Dude, Ted, what are you doing?
You asked me if I lift, bro.
Not you, your character, man, in D&D.
Oh, alright, let's make the strongest D&D character ever.
Welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds. I'm Nerdarchist Steve, and as usual, I'm hanging out with this nerd.
Nerdarchist Ted.
Want more D&D content in your YouTube feed? You won't need the strength from this character build to push that subscribe button.
And if it's more Nerdarchy you want in your daily routine, make sure you press that notification bell.
Before we jump in the video, we want to thank our sponsor and suggest that you check out the Color Spray Dice Collection from Easy Roller Dice, now on Kickstarter. This thing is fantastic. So many colors, man.
The color options, the speckles, they're awesome. The number of sets that I'm already looking forward to. You definitely have to check out the different options down in the link below. Check out that Kickstarter.
Okay, so we're going to build the strongest D&D character. Not necessarily strength score. We're talking about, bro, how much can you lift?
All right, so when you look at the carrying capacity and, the push-pull lifts or push-pull drag, that characters can do, we thought this would be a very fun character build to kind of play along with. And, we got to look at how you're going to get there.
There's race features, class features, spells, magic items. There are different ways to increase the maximum amount you can lift. So we're going to look at that. First off, we're going to look at the race options. And from those race options, we're looking for races that give you access to powerful build.
So there's a couple different features, a powerful build and equine build, that are going to give you that boost that makes you seem as if you're bigger to be able to carry more, because that is essential to this style, this type of character. So the powerful build is going to come from Goliath, Bugbear, Loxodon, or Furball.
And then you have equine build, and there's really only one race that gets that, and that is the Centaur. All of these are just considered one size category bigger when it comes to lifting things.
So when we're looking at class features, the first thing that's going to pop up is the Barbarian, the Totem Barbarian specifically, aspect of the beast. This is the first thing that we're going to be able to get that's going to allow us to be able to lift more.
Yeah, that bear totem is going to also double your carrying capacity. We're also going to do something we rarely ever do, and we're going to look at Unearthed Arcana, specifically the Rune Knight. We're skipping the Mystic because we just know at this point they're not going to use that version of the Mystic. They're probably going to do something else. So the Rune Knight gets an ability called Giant Might, and they actually can just grow bigger. And specifically in the combination that we're building, you have to use this ability before we use any of the other stuff we're going to apply, or you will not gain the benefit from it. Now, obviously, you can still build a really strong character even if you don't use this particular class because it's UA, but we thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, everything, when you look at just what a strength score of 20 can do, it's impressive. But when you start beginning to stack on all of these blocks, you get to some ridiculous proportions, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But let's go look at our spells.
So we have two spells that are going to help us get stronger and lift more, and that is Enhanced Ability, Bull Strength. That's going to double our carrying capacity once again.
We're also going to have Enlarge, which is another thing that allows us to be considered another size category bigger.
So at this point, we're going to be considered huge.
And considered gargantuan. And then we're going to have our carrying capacity doubled twice. So basically a ×4. But we're also not through yet because there's going to be some magic items that might become a little bit useful for us.
There's two magic items in particular. Manual of Gainful Exercise. That's just going to increase our strength by 2 or our maximum by 2. It's not really going to matter for the overall build that we're going for if you're going to make it reliant on magic items. But if not, I thought it was worth mentioning anyway.
It's going to be easier to get for most people, even though it's really powerful. But the real, creme de la creme, the thing that you really want to be looking for is going to be that Belt of Giant Strength for Frost Giant.
That's going to give you a 29 strength. Now, granted, like we said, those two things aren't going to stack. It doesn't actually matter if your character started off with a 3 strength at this point. It is now a 29 because of that. But all those things that make our size bigger, all those things that double our carrying capacity, all that is going to add up and stack. And it means we're going to use a multiplier of that number 29 now. That's huge.
All right. So we're going to have to, go into, our notes here because there's some pretty crazy math that, went into all of this. And shout out to Nerder Doug who wound up doing all of our calculations.
Our number cruncher.
All right, so first off, let's throw a disclaimer out there. Wording matters. Features that make you count as one size larger when determining your character capacity have a cap, a finite number of categories. So we know that 5th edition stops, calculating at gargantuan, even though previous editions of D&D went to colossal or even titanic, depending upon which, books you were looking at. So 5e stops there, so you can only get to so many size categories. And then, when features say it doubles your carrying capacity, you can have as many of those as you possibly can find. So go ahead and, grab them up.
As long as they're not the same feature.
As long as they are not the same feature, correct. Diving into the actual crunch of this craziness. A 20th level powerful build, Path of the Totem Warrior Barbarian, Aspect of the Beast Bear, with enlarge, enhanced ability bull strength, and a 24 strength, has a carrying capacity of 5,760 pounds, or a push drag lift of 11,520 pounds. The examples of what you'd be able to carry is a helicopter, a school bus, a semi-trailer, or a small jet. Super powerful, if you ask me. And if we kind of compare that into the strength of, superheroes, according to, is it Marvel Phase Rip?
Yeah, they made Marvel's Phase Rip RPG.
That's the equivalent strength of Iron Man or Spider-Man. And we know what kind of craziness they're able to get off.
And that also might be outdated information, disclaimer.
If we look at, a 20th level powerful build, Rune Knight with Giant Might, Enlarge, Enhanced Ability with Bull Strength, 20 Strength, the carrying capacity is 4,800 pounds with a push drag lift of 9,600 pounds. And this would allow you to be able to carry a cargo container or a monster truck. Same weight class as the previous build. If you decide you're going to combine these things, getting the powerful build, Rune Knight, Giant Might, Path of the Totem Warrior, Aspect of the Beast, Enlarge, Enhance Ability, Bull Strength, and a 20 Strength, this is going to take you up to a 9,600 pounds carry capacity and a push drag lift of almost 20,000 pounds. That's 19,200. That's going to allow you to carry around a garbage truck, a robot ship, or a semi-tractor. So totally, utterly crazy. But we're still not done, because if we combine that magic item into this mix, the powerful build, the Giant Might, Aspect of the Beast, both spells, and that belt of Storm Giant Strength, your carrying capacity, 13,920 pounds. That is nearly 7 tons that you can carry around. It's just crazy. But your push drag lift is double that, 27,840 pounds. That is nearly 14 tons. So that's, a jet fighter, a spy satellite, or a subway car completely loaded with people.
Is that it? So with that, we asked the question, do you even lift, bro? But if you want more strength enhanced D&D videos, check out our Muscle Wizard video up here.
Do you want to put your D&D game on steroids? Then why not check out the Nerdarchy on Patreon, where you can get all of our cool 5e content over there.
That's not all. We do weekly patron-only live chats, monthly giveaways our patrons are automatically entered in, and more.
So until next time, stay nerdy.